Right. So, good morning friends. I hope you have done your preliminary examination well yesterday. We have released the keys for the preliminary questions. Yesterday itself we have released the keys. Separately, section wise we have released the keys: history, geography, polity, then economy part, environment, technology, science, everything we have released. And by this time I think most of the students would have checked the keys. Having checked the keys, the next question which most of the students have is, sir, what is going to be the cutoff mark this year in this preliminary 2022? What is going to be the cutoff mark? So, this question the students ask because they have to be sure whether they are going to clear this examination or not. Some students, based on the cutoff mark, they are going to decide whether they will quit the mains preparation now or they will continue with the mains preparation from now. Before I say the cutoff mark, probable cutoff mark this year, first you have to understand a few things about the cutoff marks. I hope most of you by this time would have known last year cutoff marks. The last year cutoff mark for general category is 87, and for OBC it is 84, and for SC it is 75, and for ST it is close to 70. So, this was the cutoff mark last year for total 200 marks. So, for total 200 marks, the general category cutoff itself was just 87 marks, around 87 point, and for OBC it was just 84. Now, if this is the case, this year whether the cutoff is going to increase or going to come down. What is the difference between last year question paper and this year question paper? First we have to know. As we have discussed the answers in the last year itself, and most of the students who met me, I told them that the last year the questions were having two characters which are not present before in the UPSC. The first character which is not present ever before in the UPSC, which was present in the last year, was that the area, the wider area in which the questions were taken. There is a area where around 70% of the UPSC questions would usually come, and last year the UPSC destroyed that and they went outside and took more than 50-60% of the questions from the areas which normally an UPSC aspirant does not read. So, this is one problem last year. Secondly, last year if you see, there are many questions which are highly ambiguous, in the sense that it was very difficult for us to find the right answer. After the question paper we got in the last year, we tried to sort out this answer. We ourselves found it very difficult to arrive at answers, whether it is in history subject or geography subject or in some other areas also. That was a difficulty for us to come and arrive at a right answer. So, these two factors, the unconventional areas from which the questions were taken, and number two, the ambiguity of the question paper, was responsible for decreasing the cutoff mark last year. Added to this is another important factor which was present last year, which reduced to the led to the reduction of the cutoff mark, is the number of vacancies. 685 were the number of vacancies, you must know, and around this 600, 680, 700 if you see, even if you take. So, the vacancies were less. So, definitely the people who are going to be clearing the preliminary is going to be less. So, that means the cutoff is going to be reduced. So, these factors were responsible for reduction of cutoff mark last year. Let us discuss this year's question paper, how it was. People ask me, sir, how is the question paper, whether it is easy or whether it is tough. It is very difficult to give the answer whether it is easy or tough, because it is having a different aspect. See, first, comparing to the last year, questions this year, subject wise if you ask me to tell, questions this year comparing to the last year, in history the questions were moderate history. Geography again easy to moderate, because lot of questions in geography are related to maps and we can easily get the answer. And polity also it is moderate. Sir, about science and technology, the questions were from moderate to tough, and sir, from environment questions were moderate and slightly to tough. Current affairs, they were moderate. So holistically, if you see the question paper comparing to the last year, it is a bit easy. But don't jump into the conclusion yet, please wait, because it is easy. The question paper is easy based on what? Based on the findability of the answers. We can arrive at the answers very fast. So the question paper looked easy for us. Now there is one more thing in the question paper which is having a problem this year, which was not present in the last year, is that in the answers, only this 2, they have given 1 statement correct, 2 statement correct, 3 statements correct, 4 statements correct. So these type of questions for the first time is being introduced in the UPSC preliminary. Around 7 questions of this nature had been put in the question paper. And what is the indication of this? What is the result of this? The indication is that before, if you find one statement which is correct or one statement which is wrong, you can easily eliminate 50% of the answers. If for example, if you have 2 statements, if one statement, if you eliminate, if the one statement is the first statement, you can easily say that 1 only is wrong, both 1 and 2 are wrong, you can easily say, correct. So this year, that is a problem, because they say one statement is correct, you do not know which is that one statement which is correct, you do not know whether 2 statements which they are saying is correct. So around 7 questions, it is a question which is based on the choices is difficult. So in that 7 question also, 2 questions are easy. I think most of the aspirants would have attempted it, but the rest of the 5 questions are very difficult. Despite of the questions, the choices in the answers is difficult. So that adds to the difficulty of the question paper. So if the question paper is easy, the cutoff will increase. If the question paper is difficult, the cutoff will decrease. So I told you the question paper is slightly easy, and I am telling that because of these 5 questions, the question paper difficulty in the other way is increased. Thirdly, if you see this year, what is the status of the CSAT? CSAT also many people are telling, I have interacted with most of the students, I have seen the question paper also. CSAT is also a moderate question paper, but the maths part, if most of the students are not good at maths, previous years the trend was that if English was a problem, comprehension was a problem, but this year people say if you are not very good at maths, then it is going to be a problem. So CSAT as usual is playing an unpredictable role. So this CSAT is also there. Next, if you see the third parameter, very important parameter which decides the cutoff, is the number of people who are going to be clearing the preliminary examination. See, this year the vacancy is 1011. That means more number of students are going to clear the preliminary. More number of students, they are going to clear the preliminary examinations. If more number of students are going to clear the preliminary examination, that means the cutoff is going to be less. Sir, analyze all these factors, the moderate nature of the question paper and the new additions of the answer choices plus the CSAT, then you put this cutoff based on the number of candidates who are going to be recruited. So if you put everything, I am thinking that the cutoff is going to be either remaining the same or it may increase to 1 or 2 marks comparing to the last year. That is what we have analyzed. So the cutoff may remain the same. Why? Because of the 5 questions which I have said, also the twist in the CSAT, and it may also increase slightly, it means it also may increase or it may remain the same. Say for example, if the 5 questions if I am taking, the question paper is tough, but seeing the vacancies, the question paper is, the cutoff is going to decrease. So they are going to balance each other. The vacancies, cutoff is going to come down. Toughness, cutoff is going to go up. So they are going to balance. I think it largely is going to remain the same or maybe slight variation of 1 to 2 marks comparing to the last year. That is what I am thinking. So I hope most of the students are clear about this cutoff mark. So, and also one more thing, there is always something which is called an unpredictability in the UPSC answers. Most of the institutes in India may arrive at one answer to be a correct answer, but the UPSC may have a different set of answers. So like this, if 2 questions are there, 1 to 2 questions, if this is like this, sometimes as you see last year, the UPSC may negate one question because the answer is ambiguous, it may negate. For example, this year in the history there is one ambiguous question where a question is asked about slavery, existence of slavery during the time. What is the opinion of the slavery, which is given in Kautilya's Arthasastra. They had given 3 statements they gave. Okay, what is the status of the slave who is born to a master, what is going to be the property to the slave who is born, no. So, like this 3 statements are given. That looks a bit a confused type of question, we do not know what the answer is going to be. So, 1 or 2 questions like this the UPSC is going to play a role. So, these questions are a bit tricky and they are going to decide also either 1 or more questions you are doing is correct or wrong. So, these are the things which you have to keep in the mind while preparing. And also one more thing before I go, see we are going to introduce a mains module which we call it as module 17. MMS mains made simple is an unique mains module introduced by us, Sadik IAS Academy. This mains made simple is mainly aimed at making the mains simple and focused more on answer writing, focused on increasing the mark based on the individuals. Selecting means based on the individuals and their answers we will see, and individually we will give the feedback and individual mentoring. So, this we are conducting and most of the students would have been knowing us who know us. So, this module 17 this year we are going to introduce. What is this module 17? That means it is a unique module in which we are going to give a quality enrichment to the answers which you are going to write. So, we will speak about the module, how you have to increase the mains marks, etc. And I have planned an orientation on this MMS module 17 on 13/6, which is Monday, next Monday on 13/6 and 5 p.m. in the evening. I have planned this. Online is available, offline is also available. Students who are present in Chennai and nearby areas, you can directly walk to us into this building, which is Thirumangalam building in Nagar. Okay, Sadik IAS Academy's main head office, you can come here. Okay, we will interact with you and we will tell you how you have to go through the mains preparation. Also, please note that you have just 100 days left, just 100 days, and this is 6th today. 16th you are having, after 3 months 16th you are having. So, that means September, I think September 16th you are having. So, 100 days you are having for the mains. Do not waste any time, do not waste time in attending too many classes, and also do not waste time in not writing any mains answers. Both are a problem. Attending too many classes, spending too much time in the class is a problem. Also, not doing anything to improve your answers and quality enrichment is also a problem. We have a balance, we have to maintain a balance. Also, you have to study optionals, GS, essay, all these things are there. So, we create a balance here, knowing your time and valuing your time. We create this balance and we are introducing this MMS module 17. So, please attend this session, which is orientation on 13/6. So, I will conclude here. All the very best, stay positive, start preparing for the mains. All the very best, God bless you. Thank you.